All right, my beautiful fiery Aries souls, gather round and listen closely. Have you ever felt it? That almost electric tension in the air when you walk into a room, especially a room filled with the people you're supposed to belong to? It's not something you can easily put into words, is it? It's not about what they said. Oh no, it was always about what they left unspoken. That subtle shift in energy, the way conversations would suddenly pivot to safer, shallower waters, the way their smiles never quite reached their eyes, feeling more like masks than genuine expressions of joy. You felt like an outsider in your own home, a brilliant spark of fire in a place that only knew how to handle lukewarm embers. Even when you were a child, your spirit felt ancient, didn't it? You carried this unspoken responsibility, this intuitive knowing that you had to dim your own magnificent light just to keep the peace. You were the one who held the unspoken truths, the hidden pains, swallowing them down like a secret inheritance you never asked for. They might have called you too much, too intense, too passionate, maybe even too aggressive or too emotional. But let me tell you a secret, a profound cosmic truth. It was never, ever that you were too much. The truth is, you were simply too awake. You were tuned into a frequency of truth, of authenticity, of raw, unfiltered life that they had long ago muted in themselves. You were never fragile, my dear Aries. You were a blazing fire, and they were simply afraid of your heat, afraid of the light you cast upon the shadows they refused to see. Now, your family, bless their hearts, they likely never understood the supernova burning inside of you. They couldn't comprehend that primal urge to charge forward, to pioneer, to initiate. They didn't get that your need for solitude wasn't rejection, but a warrior's retreat to sharpen your sword and gather your strength. They saw your passion as a problem to be solved, your independence as a rebellion to be quelled. And you, with your heart of a noble warrior, you stayed. Oh, you stayed. You stayed when they dismissed your grand, audacious dreams as completely unrealistic. You stayed when they rolled their eyes at your gut feelings, your powerful intuition that screamed warnings and opportunities they could never perceive. You stayed, even when your very presence became a mirror, reflecting their own fears, their own unlived lives, their own deep-seated bitterness. But staying, my beautiful Aries, has come at a tremendous cost, hasn't it? Your magnificent soul, this vibrant tapestry of courage and fire, has been slowly, painstakingly unraveling. Thread by painful thread, it's been worn down under the crushing weight of expectations that were never, ever yours to carry. Your silence, your choice to bite your tongue and swallow your fire, it became a survival strategy. You learned to laugh when you wanted to roar. You learned to nod in agreement when every fiber of your being screamed, "No, this is not the way." You played the part in the play they wrote for you, all while your true, authentic, trailblazing self was quietly dissolving in the background. Does any of this sound familiar? If this is speaking to your soul right now, do me a favor and let me know in the comments below by typing, "I am ready to reclaim my fire." And while you're there, if you're feeling this energy, smash that like button and subscribe to Astrology Unlocked, because we are about to go so much deeper on this journey of cosmic self-discovery together. And now, right now, the cosmos itself is intervening. The universe, God, source, whatever you call that magnificent higher power, is stepping in. But I need you to hear this with every cell in your body. This is not a punishment. This is a promotion. This is not an exile. It is an enthronement. You are being initiated into a process of what I call sacred ignition. It might feel like the ground is shaking beneath you, like everything is breaking apart. It may feel like loss, but I promise you, it is the ultimate liberation. That breaking point you feel approaching on the horizon, that isn't chaos descending upon you. That is cosmic alignment, finally, powerfully arriving. You are not being pushed away from your family because you failed them. You are being pulled forward because you have magnificently fulfilled your cosmic contract in their story. You see, Aries, your presence in your family was a divine catalyst. You were never meant to just blend in. You were a sacred interruption, a divine alarm clock, born to shake up stagnant, dormant energy. You were born to feel with a passion they had forgotten, to act with a courage they had suppressed, and to break old, decaying patterns simply by embodying something fiercer, truer, and more alive. But here is the heartbreaking and liberating truth. You cannot force healing upon those who refuse to even acknowledge their own wounds. You cannot drag people into the light who have grown comfortable in the shadows. They were never, ever meant to fully understand your fire. You were sent not to be tamed by them, but to be tempered by them. You were sent not to be understood, but to understand your own strength, your own resilience, your own magnificent power. And now, the time has come for you to leave the training grounds, not with a heart full of anger or a spirit weighed down by shame. No, you will leave with a warrior's reverence. You will depart the way a star is born from a nebula, not to escape the cosmic dust, but to begin its own magnificent, light-giving journey across the galaxy. This departure is not about rejecting them. It is about finally, fully, and unapologetically remembering your soul's mission. They may not understand. They will likely see your absence as abandonment. They will whisper that you've changed, that you've become selfish or cold. And you know what? You have changed. You've stopped apologizing for the sheer intensity of your light. You've stopped making yourself small so that others could feel big. You've stopped carrying the ancestral baggage, the emotional wounds that were never, ever yours to begin with. The universe is calling you home, my dear Aries. And no, not to a physical place. It's calling you home to yourself. You might feel waves of grief crashing over you, and you must let them come. Let them wash over you. But understand what you are mourning. You are not truly mourning them. You are mourning the version of you that was forced to exist in a cage, the version of you that believed love meant self-sacrifice, the version of you that only knew how to fight for others and never for yourself. That version of you deserves a warrior's funeral, filled with honor and respect, not shame. This isn't abandonment, my friend. This is your ascension. Listen to me. You do not need anyone's permission to reclaim your energy. You do not need their validation to choose your own peace over a twisted sense of loyalty. You do not need a single person's blessing to march boldly into the life your spirit is screaming for you to live. And the life that lies ahead, it will not require you to translate your soul. The people and opportunities coming your way will understand your native tongue, the language of passion, of action, of intuition, of courage, of a vision so bright it lights up the world. The way forward is sacred, and for a warrior like you, it begins with a strategic and quiet advance. It won't be announced with fireworks or a grand fanfare. It will be marked by a subtle, yet powerful, return to your own internal equilibrium. You'll start sleeping deeper, the way a soldier sleeps after a battle well fought. You'll stop feeling the need to over-explain your every move, your every decision. Your tears, when they come, won't be from despair, but from the overwhelming relief of finally laying down a burden you were never meant to carry. You are not being removed from the game, Aries. You are being returned to your power, to your clarity, to the divine, thundering pulse of your own heart's drum. And as for those who once misunderstood you, let them go. With love, with grace, but let them go. Let them remember you as a wildfire they could not contain. Let them speak of you as a mystery they could never solve. Let them wonder where you found the strength to walk away. Your story isn't ending. It's finally, truly, magnificently unfolding. You are not leaving love behind you. You are marching towards a love that doesn't demand you bleed to prove that it's real. Let that inner fire pull you forward now. Let the universe carry you beyond the borders of the familiar, because everything your soul has been aching for is already waiting for you, just beyond the reach of what you've always known. There is a kingdom being built for you right now, Aries. Not with hands, but with divine cosmic intention. You may not be able to see it yet. You might not even believe it's real, but it is there, pulsing in the distance like a victory bonfire on a distant hill. It is not made of stone or brick, but of pure energy, of unshakable truth, of profound peace. It is a sanctuary, a throne room, where your soul will never again be asked to defend itself for being gloriously, unapologetically alive. But before you arrive, there is a shedding of old armor that no longer serves you. You will begin to feel different. Conversations that you once tolerated, the small talk and the subtle criticisms, will begin to drain you completely, like a leak in your power source. You'll feel this sudden, undeniable urge to be alone, not out of sadness, but as a crucial form of strategic survival. You are recharging. You are recalibrating. Old spaces, like your childhood home, will begin to feel foreign, like you're a visitor in a past life. Old jokes will sting with the poison of passive aggression you can no longer ignore. Please do not resist this process. This is the divine recalibrating your entire being. The profound discomfort you feel is not a sign of rejection. It is the feeling of realignment. The reason you feel so profoundly estranged from your own family is not because there is something fundamentally wrong with you. It is because you have evolved. You have grown beyond the vibrational frequency of the roles and limitations they represent. You are no longer content to seek belonging in a place that requires the daily abandonment of your true self. And you shouldn't be. You are Aries, the pioneer, the leader. You are not born to follow scripts written by others. You are born to write your own epic. You have spent a lifetime translating the roaring fire of your soul into small, digestible sparks that they could handle. You've dimmed your brilliant empathy and passion so it wouldn't outshine their apathy. You've turned your righteous anger and pain into quiet productivity, just so anyone, might finally see your worth through your achievements. But what if I told you that you don't have to do that anymore? What if I told you that your worth is inherent and requires no external validation? There are people coming into your life, Aries. I want you to feel this. They will feel like the quiet recognition of a fellow warrior. They will feel like coming home to a battalion that speaks your language. These are your soul mirrors, your divine legion. These are individuals who will not ask you to justify your ambition or shrink your dreams. They will see the fire in your eyes not as a threat, but as evidence of your incredible strength to live so fully. This is the beginning of your true sanctuary. And it doesn't start as a place. It starts as a decision. A decision to choose yourself, to choose your sacred mission over their comfortable noise, to choose peace over performance, to choose your truth, even when it means you must walk the path alone for a time. You may still feel that powerful pull to go back. The old programming runs deep. You might feel the urge to pick up the phone and explain yourself, to defend your absence, to reassure those who have never truly seen the real you. Don't. I implore you, warrior, do not fall into that old trap. This season of your life is sacred precisely because it is silent. Let the space you create do the talking. Let your absence be your unshakable boundary. Let your stillness be your most powerful statement. Healing, for a fiery soul like you, is not always a loud, dramatic battle. Sometimes it looks like logging off social media. Sometimes it's deleting a long, angry text you'll never send. Sometimes it's not showing up to an argument you were invited to, refusing to defend your honor in a court that was never just. It is in these quiet, strategic rebellions that your soul finally finds the space to breathe again. You are no longer here to be the designated hero who carries everyone else's unprocessed trauma and fights their battles for them. You were never meant to sacrifice your own glorious destiny for the illusion of family unity. That isn't loyalty, my friend. That is self-abandonment. And you, magnificent Aries, you have outgrown that disguise. Let the guilt go. Let the need to be the good one or the successful one fall away like shattered armor. Let them say you've changed. Let them think you're distant. Let them misunderstand you. You are no longer available for roles that require your suffering as the price of admission. Instead, be available for what ignites you. Be open to joy that doesn't require you to earn it. Be open to an intimacy that doesn't come with the fear of being controlled. Be open to connections where silence is a shared space of peace, not a tense void filled with unspoken grievances. That is what you are walking toward. Your sanctuary is already forming around you. You'll notice it in the subtle shifts. The way your breath deepens when you're working on a passion project, the profound calm that washes over you after you say no to something that drains you, the surge of absolute knowing when you meet someone who doesn't question your ambition but celebrates it. These are not coincidences. These are cosmic confirmations. You are being prepared for a destiny you can't even fully name yet. And yes, of course, it hurts sometimes. Healing often feels like a heartbreak at first, but you must not confuse the ache of detachment with the pain of being wrong. You are not wrong for leaving. You are not wrong for needing space to conquer your own world. You are not wrong for choosing yourself after a lifetime of being chosen last. You were never ever too much, Aries. They were simply not equipped to stand so close to the sun. Let that be what it is. It is not your burden to carry, but your divine permission to finally release. You are not here to convince anyone of your worth. You are here to remember it. And once you do, the entire world will begin to shift around you. Not suddenly, not loudly, but with the unstoppable force of a volcano rising from the sea. What is meant for you will begin to appear, not because you chased it down, but because you finally cleared the space for it to arrive. What resonates with your warrior spirit will find you quietly in the most ordinary moments. A line in a book, a stranger's encouraging smile, a new path you almost didn't take. And just like that, you'll know. You were never lost. You were just becoming. There will come a night, Aries, a night where the silence in your home is heavier, more profound than usual. The stars outside your window will seem to shimmer with a new intensity, and the stillness will settle across your room like a divine hush before a great battle. On this night, you won't feel the urge to fight or to cry. You won't feel numb. You will feel sovereign. You will feel it in your bones, like a cosmic thread has finally been cut, like a weight you've carried for lifetimes has been lifted from your shoulders. You won't be able to explain it, but you will know with every fiber of your being, you are no longer theirs. You are your own. And in that moment, without ceremony or sound, it will happen. The vision. You will close your eyes, not to sleep, but to truly see. And in the vast, dark space behind your eyelids, you will see a mountain, an enormous, majestic peak that you are standing on top of. You have conquered it. The air is crisp and clear, and the whole world stretches out before you. There is no fear, no confusion, only presence, power, and victory. Far below, at the base of the mountain, you can see them. Not your family in the flesh, but the echoes of every soul who ever misunderstood you. Every voice that told you to be smaller, quieter, less ambitious. Every pair of eyes that failed to see the leader within you. They stand on the flat, familiar ground. They cannot reach you now. Between you and them is the mountain itself, the sacred mountain of your soul, your truth, your divine difference. And you realize, with a profound sense of peace, that they never climbed it, not because you didn't invite them, but because they never dared to attempt the ascent. You look out at the horizon, and from the rising sun, your new life begins to materialize. First, the vision of a home, your kingdom filled with creation, with passion projects, with sunlight that moves gently across your walls. Then, a tribe, a legion of souls, warriors, creators, leaders with bright eyes and open arms who welcome you without question, who challenge you to be even greater. You see conversations that energize you, mornings where you wake up with a fierce sense of purpose, nights where your vulnerability is met with strength, not judgment. You see you, not as you are forced to be, but as you truly are when no one is watching, wild, focused, magical, and undeniably free. The vision fades slowly, but the knowing remains, burned into your soul. You open your eyes. You are still in your room. Nothing has changed, and yet everything has, because now you remember. This isn't just a season of healing. This is a return, a sacred remembering of the warrior you were before the world told you to forget. The universe is not just removing you from what was toxic. It is placing you back upon your rightful throne. And what is holy, my dear Aries, is you. But here's the thing. This vision is not just a reward. It is a battle plan and a promise. You have seen what is possible. Now the question becomes, will you choose it every single day? Will you have the courage to keep climbing, even when no one is cheering for you? Will you continue to heal and grow, even when it's a quiet, thankless, and slow process? Will you guard your inner peace with the ferocity of a warrior defending their kingdom, even if it means letting go of what once felt like home? Because soon the test will come. It always does. Someone from your past will call. A moment of weakness will stir the old guilt in your chest. You'll hear your name spoken in judgment through the grapevine, And that old programmed urge will return. The urge to go back, to explain, to fight for your honor, to be the good one again. That is the final trap. Do not fall for it. You are not who you used to be. You are no longer the soldier who bleeds for a cause that isn't their own. You are no longer the child begging to be seen by parents who are blind. You are no longer the dreamer willing to set yourself on fire just to keep others warm. This is your coronation, Aries. Not in a palace, but in your own identity. You don't need to prove your growth. You don't need to justify your heart. You only need to lead your life fully, quietly, and powerfully. And when doubt returns, as it surely will, remember that mountain. Return to the peak of it in your mind. Feel the crisp air of freedom. See the silhouettes far below, and remind yourself they were never meant to come with you. They were the starting line, but you are running toward the horizon. There will come a time, sooner than you think, when the memory of who you were within your family will feel distant, like a battle you once fought in a land you no longer inhabit. Not because you've hardened, but because you've healed. And for an Aries, healing doesn't make you colder. It makes you sharper. It makes you clearer. You will begin to feel your own raw energy returning to you, like a volcano refilling with magma. The chronic fatigue that once clung to you like a heavy cloak will burn away. The confusion in your chest will crystallize into pure purpose. You will begin to move through the world differently, not in defense, but in glorious offense, taking charge of your own destiny. You'll walk into rooms and no longer scan for threats, because you know you are your own greatest protector. You'll speak your truth and not brace for misunderstanding, because your validation now comes from within. You'll sit with yourself and feel profound peace, not loneliness, because you are finally in the presence of your most loyal ally, you, because now you know who you are, and who you are is not defined by who couldn't handle your light. Your worth was never dependent on their approval. Your fire was never a flaw. It was a map, a sacred torch leading you back to your original divine design. You are not just surviving anymore. You are remembering your mission. The people who come into your life now, whether slowly or all at once, will meet you as you are, not as you had to be. These are the ones who have also climbed their own mountains, the ones who understand that connection isn't about control, but about collaboration. They will know your passion is sacred. They will know your ambition is a gift. They will not flinch from your power. This is the legion you have always longed for, not bound by blood, but by resonance. And still, every now and then, your old life will whisper to you. A smell, a photo, a memory will open that familiar ache. You'll wonder if you were too harsh, if maybe you should reach out. In those moments, remember this. You didn't leave because you stopped loving them. You left because you finally started loving yourself enough to fulfill your own destiny. You honored them the best way you knew how for years. You gave them your energy, your fire, your chances, but their inability to climb with you was not a reflection of your failure. It was the confirmation of your evolution. Not everyone is meant to walk with you into your kingdom. Some are only meant to awaken the king or queen within you. You are no longer waiting for apologies from people who don't speak the language of accountability. You stopped needing closure from people who were never truly open. You stopped bleeding on altars that were not your own. Now, you live your healing. Every choice, every breath, every sacred no is an act of sovereignty. And in doing so, Aries, you become what you were always meant to be. a beacon of divine courage in a world that often settles for fear. You don't fight to be seen anymore. You see yourself, and that is more than enough. Let the world say what it will. Let the past echo faintly. Let your sacred silence be your power, because in that quiet, you'll hear it, that powerful, clear voice within, that whisper of the cosmos, that absolute knowing. This is the life I made you for. This is the love I reserved for you. This is the version of you I've been waiting for you to become. Let's close with a final affirmation. Repeat this with me. Feel it in your very soul. I am no longer tied to roles that require me to shrink my fire. I release the need to be understood by those who cannot handle my heat. I choose my mission. I choose my alignment. I choose me. My beautiful Aries, you are not leaving a family. You are walking into a divine reunion with your soul, your destiny, and a love that doesn't ask you to abandon either. This is the part where your true story begins, fiercely, bravely, and completely on your own terms.